Welcome, welcome, welcome. As I like to say every week, I'm still Dr. Arnold Nerenberg, and I've been licensed as a clinical psychologist in the state of California since 1974. I've been in practice for over 50 years. As I like to say all the time, I finally know what I'm doing. It did take me a while to catch on, and that's the good news. I'm going to bring to you wonderful insights and understandings of a lifetime of experience, a lifetime that's in a few weeks, I'll be 84, so it's all that experience I'm going to bring to you. And what a pleasure it is, how meaningful this is to be in your presence, what a great pleasure it is to be here with you. The title of today's presentation is, Do you want to be admired and desired? Do you want to be admired and desired? First question we could ask about is, admired for what and desired for what? Admired for what? Desired for what? Now, typically, when we talk about wanting to be admired, typically, it has to do with physical beauty, physical handsomeness. A woman wants to have a good figure, pretty face. More money is spent on cosmetics and cosmetic surgeries than on the education. It's a huge industry and a huge desire for women to want to be admired and desired. And that's normal. It's natural. So a woman will develop that beauty, and that's a good thing. There's some drawbacks to what I'm going to talk to you about in a moment. Men want to look good. They're working out. They dress nicely. But the attraction for in terms of men is looks, but also wealth. You know, if he has his own home, got a beautiful car, he'd be able to go on nice vacations. Most women would admire that he's in that position and find him desirable. So if he looks good and he has that, that's even better. So when we talk about being admired and desired, for most people, that has to do in terms of beauty or handsomeness and money. So that's the honey that draw the people in. Bring them to us. Bring them to you. And that's important because that's how mating goes on. There's attraction, the beauty is sent out, the scent of beauty and love, and then it draws the right person in. Woman makes a selection, and then there's procreation. The children come, and that's what it's about. It comes down to procreation. Who do you want to procreate with? Who does a man want to procreate with? Who does a woman want to procreate with? That's what drives it. That's normal. Now, that's the honey. It's the honey, but it's not the glue. It's the honey, but it's not the glue. What do I mean by that? If the person doesn't have good character, the person's very selfish and self-centered and just interested in himself and herself, it's all about him or all about her, and they don't have honor, the glue's not there. The honey was there. You eat up that honey, yum, 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 but the glue's not there. If the person is honorable, he keeps his word, she keeps her word, stays faithful, that's part of the glue. But if you have the most beautiful woman in the world and the most handsome man in the world with all the wealth, but one or both are not faithful, that's going to fall apart. If one is just lying and cheating and doing things behind the other's back, it's not going to stay together. The glue is not there. So always remember, we're talking about the honey and the glue. So there's a way to develop that. You want to strengthen the glue. You're working on your physical beauty. You're working on your money. That's good. I'm not knocking. That's good. But you better get the glue together, because if you don't, it'll fall apart. And you've seen that already. How often have you been hurt, disappointed, and betrayed? You ate that honey. But it led to a disaster. How many times have you been in a relationship that's turned out to be a disaster? Because the character wasn't there. The glue to hold it together wasn't there. It's a very simple path to strengthening that glue. And it does add even to the physical beauty of a woman and the attractiveness of a man. I call it honor. Now, I'm defining honor as loyalty to your highest constructive values as enshrined in the 4 commands of honor, while striving to cause no harm emotionally and physically. And we'll tell you about the 4 commands of honor. We'll tell you about the bridge. I want to come back to the topic at hand. I wish you well. I take full responsibility for co-creating my reality and my problems. I'm grateful for the power I gain from hardship. And then one of 2 depends on whether the person believes in God or not. If they believe in God as I do, and as most of you do, God, your wish is my only wish. Or if you don't believe in God or wish to address God, I seek always to serve my highest values. Now, hearing that is not enough. You have to recite it 3 times a day. For how long? For life. As soon as you stop using it, you lose it. That's how that works. And the repetition is preparation for application to achieve stabilization and to achieve that glue. So it's best to take a pledge where you commit your life to following those 4 commands of honor. You already believe in those commands of honor. I never had to talk anybody into believing them, because you already know they're true. So I call them commands because you're commanding them the honor that's already within you to rise up into consciousness, to be expressed in words, thoughts, and actions. So the pledge goes like this. As a disciple of honor, I pledge myself for all the days of my life to the 4 commands of honor, and I'll teach them to those I love. I'll recite them every morning, afternoon, and evening, and listen to myself recite them. So there's your lifetime commitment. Everybody that sees Bert, me, we say, are you prepared to do this all your life? Just about everybody says yes. They all want to do it all your life, because we're seeing enormous results from it. Enormous. In one study of 240 patients that we interviewed, over 80% felt more wisdom, 70%, over 70% for more resiliency. There was an increase in love and connection with the relationship, connection to God, self-confidence, self-respect, dealing with anxiety, depression, panic attacks, healthier. We've had amazing results. So there's tremendous psychological, spiritual, and even physical benefits from doing this. It's enormous. So he's saying that 4 times a day. So when you follow this path of developing honor, you're manufacturing the glue that holds things together in your life. You already got the honey. You're looking good. You got your money. You're in your groove. But you got to have the glue. Remember, whenever you're trying to get things right, think of honey and glue. So you want to optimize the probability that you're going to apply this in every situation. So we have what I call the bridge. The bridge is, what's the most honorable thing to think, say, and do? In this path of developing the glue, we're not looking for happiness. It's a paradigm shift. We're not looking for happiness. We're looking to develop honor, which it turns out is the foundation of true happiness. Without honor, you could have fun, entertainment, excitement, but you can't have true happiness. So as you develop that, you're going to become more honorable. And what I tell all my people now, I say, look, I'm not just interested in your life now. I'm interested in you when you're 95 years old. I don't want to just help you for this period of time. No, I'm happy to do that. But I'm interested in the arch of your whole life. your entire life, from here to the end. And God willing, it'll be a long, healthy life. And I want the conversation to be this, whether I'm facing you face to face, or I've passed on and you're talking to me as a spirit on the other side. I want you to be able to say, Dr. Nerenberg, I'm 95 years old. I've lived a life of honor. And I have no regrets. That's the conversation I want to have with you. It's a beautiful life. Doesn't mean everything's going to be smooth. Oh, no. But if you've lived that, you're going to optimize your primary relationship with your spouse, your partner, your boyfriend or girlfriend, and you're going to create the maximum amount of cohesion that's possible within the family. That's what it'll do. Now, just because you're walking the path of honor doesn't mean the other person is. You're not responsible for that. You live the life of honor. That way you know if things don't work out, well, you did everything you could do. It's out of your hands. It's really good when both get into this path of honor. Now, in addition to looking good and making money, which I highly recommend you do, you want to have another thing you tell yourself. I call this one of the laws of respect. My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. So you can't help having it depend on your beauty, your good looks, your handsomeness, your money, your physique, your figure. You can't help some of that. But at the same time, you're moving towards something psychologically more powerful, spiritually more powerful. My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor because money comes and goes. Your handsomeness, your beauty, it's there now. If you lose these 4 teeth, the most gorgeous woman in the world is not going to look very good, I guarantee you. Just these 4 teeth. Boom, that's how fragile it is. That's how fragile it is. I've got dentures on. If I take my dentures out, I look strange. I have to tell you. So I know firsthand. So that's when I realized. I said, wow, you pull out those 4 teeth and whatever good looks are there. Person smiles and you see no teeth. It's odd. So you're developing this honor, the glue. So you've got the honey, which is important, sweet, and the glue that holds your life together. My self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. So you're going beyond the physicality of money and looks, but you're also adding honor. Now, when a person lives an honorable life, it affects how they carry themselves. It affects the eyes, the face. I call it the inner cosmetology. You look more beautiful. You look more handsome if you live an honorable life. It affects your eyes. It affects the wrinkles around you. If you're bitter and angry, there are different lines around the mouth, around the eyes. Even a beautiful woman, after a while, won't be so beautiful. And that's a fact. Plus, you're going to run into health problems. So, that's what we have. Somebody's asking to say something to me. Yes, who wants to say something?
I said, beauty only lasts for a little while.
Oh!
After that, it's gone. So it's what's inside the heart.
Yes, exactly. I am saying the beauty only lasts for a little while. You know, somebody gets sick and they age. So I've seen a lot of really beautiful women in their 30s that I see that come to see me and part of the people that I see. But that beauty, they're lucky if they get 10 to 20 years of looking that beautiful.
Yep.
Then something starts sagging, some wrinkles come in. Or if they get sick, or they, God forbid, get in an accident and get scarred up, it's fleeting. But enjoy it while you have it. And you have a responsibility to use your beauty responsibly in a way that brings more unity, more love into the world. Now, if somebody has that honey and they just want self-aggrandizement, look at me, I'm great, I'm handsome, I'm beautiful, I'm rich. that could be many people are attracted to that. But it's a disaster when that happens. So money and beauty without honor are dangerous. Money and beauty without honor are very dangerous. They're going to hurt a lot of people. They're going to create a lot of drama, a lot of chaos. Look at all the rich, beautiful human beings that are famous as actors and actresses. You've got some ones who are honorable, but look at the masses. Look what they're known for: infidelities, marriages, divorces, sex scandals, money scandals, you name it. So without honor, that beauty, that handsomeness, that money is a curse. It's not a blessing. Say, oh, he's so blessed. Look how good looking he is. Look how good looking she is. Look how rich they are. If they don't have honor, it's not a blessing.
Yep.
It's not a blessing. It's a curse. It will destroy them. How many people we know who have that, what they do with their lives in terms of buying all these drugs and live a lifestyle that just destroys them, happens more often than not because they didn't have the honor there. So you want the honey and you want the glue. And the glue, by living with honor and developing character, is a protection from your own inner darkness. It protects you from yourself. But you have to be totally committed for all the days of your life, all the days of your life. And you know, when you finally understand somebody's character, what does that do? And you see the good character, they're honorable. Now we're talking respect. We have a respect for that person. We can admire someone, but don't respect them. But if we admire them and desire them, and then we see the character, there's respect.
Yep.
We don't have respect because the person is rich or beautiful or handsome. That might be a little infatuation at first, but only when we see honor. So, wow.
Yep.
So we have respect. So that's basically what I wanted to tell you about today. Do you want to be admired and desired? And I want you to walk away with the concept of the honey and the glue. That's the takeaway. And then, of course, the commands of honor, the bridge, and my self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. If you keep those up, this is going to help you all your lives. And then teach it to those you love. It's a great blessing you're giving to somebody else. Now, for those of you who are watching it as a video, make sure you watch this to the end because the best part is coming now, although what I presented is going to be very helpful to you. But we're going to hear from the wonderful people here, their comments, their questions. And that's awesome because we have a beautiful community of people here today that are going to make comments, ask questions, and that's going to contribute enormously to all of us. So please, I'd like to hear your questions and your comments.
Well, Doctor, I have one comment. I love what you talk about. You're super awesome, and I love it.
Well, Mariam, you know, you're somebody who values honor. You're somebody who values truth, and you're a very genuine, real individual. Deep, you're a deep, and you know you're an amazing human being because you're drawn to that. Not everybody's drawn to that. You are, and that says a lot about you. But thank you for that.
Thank you, Doctor.
Yeah. Thank you.
I just want to tell you that you're super awesome, and you have helped me out so much.
Well, I'm going to say something that's not out of humility or modesty. All the glory is God's. I get these little promptings and inspirations from the Spirit, and I speak it. All I do is recognize it, and I speak it. But I'm definitely not the source of it. I promise you I'm not smart enough to come up with this stuff. No way. So
I know it's our Father.
That's it.
I know it's God, but second to Him, you.
Well, I had the privilege to be to be able to speak these promptings, and I'm grateful to be able to manifest this wisdom. Very grateful. But keep in mind, I've learned from all the amazing people I've met, and I've learned from so many mistakes that I've made, so many things that work out. I said, whoa, this isn't working. And then
that's how we learn.
Yeah, I learned. It's like my father said to me, son, I have a lot of good advice to give you, not because I've been so smart. It's just I've been so stupid. So my stupidity, plus my being a student of life, and then turning to the inspirations of the Spirit, I'm able to bring this to you. But thank you. Thank you so much. Miriam, I appreciate that.
Doctor.
What are you eating, Miriam? It looks delicious. What is that?
Oh, grapes.
Grapes. There you go. That's got some resveratrol in it. Good.
Yeah.
Thank you, Miriam. Anybody else have something you want to say or ask?
Hey, Doctor, it's Joanne.
Joanne, always good to hear you, Joanne.
You knew my Jerry.
Yep.
I was married to him for 33 years.
Yep.
And towards the end there, he started, he got real thin. He started losing his teeth. But he was my glue. He had honor. And he was just as beautiful to me the day he died as the day we were together, because he lived with honor.
Well, Joanne, you're not many people are like you who could appreciate the beauty of her man, even though he's lost his teeth and he's disintegrating in terms of his physicality. That says a lot about you. Oh, my God. That's rare. That's rare. That makes you a jewel. That makes you one in a million.
That's because he was one in a million. Thank you.
You're one. You're another one in a million. Much respect, Joanne. Much respect. You're welcome. Thank you for that. Wow. Anybody else have something you want to ask or say?
Right here, Dr. Nerenberg.
Ray, yes.
Yes, my name is Mariano.
Mariano.
I just want to thank you. Thank you for your wisdom. Like you mentioned, you mentioned that you manifest wisdom by the words you say, and you're right.
From the Spirit.
We got to give glory to where it's due, which is God. And you were tested. Somebody tested you by giving you praise, and you gave it back to God. So thank you, Dr. Nerenberg.
Well, you're most welcome. And I want to tell you something. Believe me when I tell you this. I wasn't being modest. I wasn't being humble. I was just being honest. Believe me, this was not a theological statement. It was not a statement of humility or humbleness. I was just being honest. Sometimes I say things, I don't even know where it comes from. Just, wow. Sometimes I take notes on what I'm saying because it comes from somewhere. I'm not the source of it, I can tell you right now. But thank you for that, not from the Father. But thank you for saying that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Dr. Nerenberg. I appreciate you.
You're most welcome. I appreciate you. I appreciate what you just said a lot.
Amen. Thank you.
Who else would like to say something? Because believe me, what you have to say is as important and maybe more important than anything I've said. I know it's hard to believe, but it's true. People love to hear from each other. Every time I talk to my beautiful patients, they say, oh, yeah, so-and-so said this and so-and-so said that. I felt less alone in life. I love what the other people are saying. I feel blessed to be part of this wonderful honor community. So please speak up.
Doctor?
Yes, you.
Nursing homes are filled with 80-year-old women that 50 to 60 years ago were the hot young girls.
Wow. Hugh knows because his wife was in a convalescent home and he would go see her every day. He was so good to her. She had a stroke. She couldn't speak, but he was wonderful to her. But he says filled with women 80 years old, 90 years old, that were hot girls in their 20s, 60 years ago. And nobody's too interested in them now. Nobody even comes to see many of these people. And some of these women were knockouts when they were younger. And that's what can happen. That's why, look, you want to look good. Ladies, keep up the beauty. Keep the beauty going. And guys and girls, keep making that money. But that's the honey. Make sure you get the glue. That's all I'm telling you.
Yep.
Make sure you're getting the glue, which is honor.
100, doctor. That's true.
What's that, Hugh?
The honor lasts forever, even the beauty fades.
Yeah, Hugh was saying the honor lasts forever and the beauty fades.
Exactly.
You know, we've all seen that. We all have our elders. Some people age gracefully.
Like you, doctor.
Well, it's a full-time job for me and my wife, just keep me alive. But thank you for that. I eat beans, greens, and berries and work out, and my thoughts are good. A lot of because I have good thoughts.
Yep.
But thank you for that. Again, I don't want to minimize the importance of your attractiveness, your beauty. I don't want to minimize that. And make money. I don't want to minimize. Anybody says money doesn't matter in this society, it's hard to believe that because money matters. But that's the honey.
But to a certain point.
It matters a lot. But honor is eternal. Yep. Beauty and money comes and goes. Honor is forever. So thank you for that good point.
We didn't have a lot of money, me and Jerry, and he was the most honorable man I've ever known. I miss him dearly. We had hardly anything. So it's
but
really
you were still happy, right?
Heart. Yeah, I was very
happy
with him till the day he died.
Well, you know what? It's not until the day he died, you're still very happy with him.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, you're still happy. Whatever you commune with his spirit and the memories that you have, you're still happy with Jerry.
Yep.
So death doesn't even stop that.
Yep.
That's the truth.
It is the truth.
My wife and I are extremely close. If most likely I'll go first, but if she does, I know our relationship was going to continue in some new ways, and it'll be probably stronger than ever. As a matter of fact, when someone passes away, I'll tell you a secret that you may already know. You get even closer because whatever irritated you about the person is gone, and all that remains is the good. And you go, wow, the full beauty, the full magnitude, the full majesty of that being becomes manifest. So a light's released inside you. Oh, wow. So we appreciate each other even more when someone passes. That's the truth. So you have them even more. When my father passed, I was extremely close to him, the biggest loss in my life. And but I felt it more within myself, in my speech and when I walked. I was closer to my father than while he was even on this earth, and we were real close on this earth. So even death is not a barrier to these experiences. But please continue to speak and ask questions because it's very, very valuable.
Don't be seduced by the outer beauty, look for the inner beauty.
Yeah, he was saying, don't be seduced by the outer beauty, look for the inner beauty. We all get seduced by the outer beauty. I think it's, especially when we're younger. And then for those who are wise, they look for the character and the inner beauty. But there are not many of us who are that wise.
That's why we have ex-wives.
Yeah, he was saying that's why we have ex-wives. Yeah. I lucked out. My wife has the outer beauty, has the outer beauty, and the inner beauty became manifest beyond anything I even knew was there. Unbelievable beauty. Some of that is accident or destiny, but how that works out. Very good point. Very, very, very good point. The inner beauty. Anybody who becomes attracted to the inner beauty is a fortunate person. It's not many. Mostly we're taken in with the glitter, and we respond to that. For anyone who can respond to the beauty of the heart, that's powerful. That's transcending the material world into a spiritual dimension. Rare. Beautiful. Who else has something you would like to say? Something you would like to ask? Yes.
It's Christopher.
Christopher.
I just wanted to state that all of us are on like a journey of learning and recovery and healing. And we're fortunate that we have a teacher that's been through it and you're guiding us through this thing. Everybody has, different things that they're recovering from. That the timeline of everyone's healing will be different, but it's great that we have a mentor that can at least point a better direction. And
Christopher, Christopher,
perspectives.
Thank you for saying that, Christopher. Hearing that from a man like you, a man that I respect a lot, Christopher.
That's true.
Yeah, a man I respect a lot saying that to me. But let me tell you this. Having lived through so many failures, so many setbacks, so many disappointments, so many betrayals, and so much beauty and love in my life, and I met some most amazing, beautiful human being that came to me as patients. It's just been a rich, very rich infusion of love and the gratitude I feel. So it wasn't always this way for me, to be honest with you. It wasn't always this way. I really didn't quite know what I was doing until I was about 70. I would say before that, I was one who craved to be admired and desired. To be honest with you, I was one of those. And then about 70, I started going more into honor and went beyond it. I'm hoping you can achieve it at an earlier age than I did, because I had that craving in my younger years. So I haven't been this evolved maybe 14 years maybe at the most. Yeah. So you have to go through a lot of...
it's your honesty we respect the most, your honesty.
Well, I want to say it because I don't want to paint a false picture about what life is. Oh, no. I don't want to paint the false picture. I don't want to mislead you.
Yep.
I didn't know totally what I was doing until I was 70. I was catching on. 70, I said, oh. And then at 84, I've got this put together. Of course, when I'm 94, I'm sure I'll say, wow, I came a long way since I was 84. But right now, I'm at a point in my life where I feel really qualified to help you.
Yeah.
I feel really qualified to show you the way and the way not to go and the way to go. I'm qualified. I couldn't make that claim when I was younger. I couldn't. But I'm glad I lived long enough, and I almost didn't. I'm glad I lived long enough that I can show you this way. Grateful for that. God had a purpose for me, and it's manifesting. I had a heart attack when I was 61, almost killed me. I went through prostate cancer and labile hypertension, all kinds of stuff. I've got 6 coronary stents. And so God kept me here. I'm still here to, as far as I can tell, is to bring this to you.
Yep.
Who else has anything you'd like to say or ask?
Doctor, I think that we don't really start learning till we hit our late 40s, but I mean, we're not there yet the way you are right now, but I think we don't really start, I guess you could say maturing, maybe till our late 40s. When I was younger, I made a lot of stupid, but we'll get to where you're at, and I think that's when you really mature.
No, you're going to go beyond me because I want you to stand on my shoulders. I'm giving you this knowledge now. So my hope is for you to go way beyond what I've achieved.
Of course, Doctor.
Listen,
you get good knowledge.
Yeah, and women tend to get there generally more quickly than men, generally speaking. Men, what our biggest issue is pride and covering up our vulnerability. That's a hard lesson for men, to understand our own vulnerability and to be able to deal with it in an honest and genuine way. But at 40...
Late 40s, Doctor.
Yeah.
Almost 50.
Listen, I know some people in their 30s that are way advanced. But maybe I was a little slow on the take. I was 70 till I started waking up more. And then it kept going. Most of you are going to go far beyond what I've achieved. And this, what I'm telling you today, if you can integrate it and review it, particularly do your commands of honor and your bridge, and my self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. If you can do that, that's going to accelerate your growth process. It's going to accelerate your developing the glue. Remember, the honey and the glue.
The honey and the glue.
Everybody talks about the honey. I'm here to tell you about the glue.
Yep.
Yeah, I like it. Now, I didn't come into this lecture tonight with that in my mind. It just came to me. Oh, yeah, the glue. Yeah. The honey and the glue. I said, that's pretty good. Where'd it come from? It just came.
Yeah. From our Father.
Yeah, I didn't come in. I have a little outline here. I don't have that over here. It's just, honey and the glue. And it's kind of catchy, It's like, oh, yeah. So, and came from the Spirit.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, who else wants to say something or ask a question?
Hey, Dr. Nerenberg, this is John.
John, good to hear from you, John.
Thank you for the lesson again this evening, sir. I do I read or I've watched a video that I remember you saying this as well, is that, we may not have been honorable until we got here, but hopefully from what we learn and what we do, that we can survive and go on with honor.
What I like to say? I have not always lived with honor, but I will die with honor.
Yep.
I have not always lived with honor, but I will die with honor. I've talked about the circumstance under which I spoke those words. You can find it in my other videos. There was a very interesting circumstance that I spoke those words. I have not always lived with honor, but I will die with honor. So it's doable. The path I'm giving you is livable, doable. And it's meant for just genuine, ordinary people like us.
Yeah.
You don't have to go sit in a cave and meditate, and you don't have to, go through some kind of esoteric process. This is just for everyday people like us.
Yeah.
And it's something you already know, but I put a spotlight on it. And you just recite that 3 times a day with the bridge. And my self-respect and self-esteem depend only on my honor. And you listen to yourself say it, and it's going to lead to beautiful thoughts, words, and actions. You'll see it. I guarantee it. And it'll be rapidly, too. Won't be like years and years. No, you'll start seeing results fast, quickly. Well, thank you so much. It's been a wonderful privilege to be with you. Wonderful privilege to be with you. It was my pleasure to present Do You Want to Be Admired and Desired?
The sea of destiny is in your deepest struggle. God's will and mine be one, and I wish you well. You are co-creator, respectfully real. There's a way in the valley that turns weakness to steel. We're known through all eternity. From strife we gain power, clothed in grace and love, disciples of honor. All the days of our lives refuse the way of shame. We wish nobody harm, have no one to blame. Your high calling will be done, and pure eyes now glow. In darkness crave the good, like waters from the desert flow. I pledge my love all the days of my life. I pledge my soul to all that is good. I pledge my heart to my brothers and sisters who I join in the light, leave a legacy of honor. We're known through all eternity. From strife we gain power, clothed in grace and love, disciples of honor. All the days of our lives refuse the way of shame. We wish nobody harm, have no one to blame. Your high calling will be done, and pure eyes now glow. In darkness crave the good, like waters from the desert flow.